So you definitely do not need 40 hours back a week first to start the thing that you are thinking about doing. And it's a time trap. A lot of people get stuck in thinking, I just need that time back. When I have it back, when I have more time, I can then do the thing. Or where will I possibly find the time to do that? We don't need 40 hours a week to create or start the business, start another income stream, turn our idea into life, actually turn it into a reality. Not today. We really just don't. And I've done this myself. Plus, the women we work with, 95% of the women that we work with, they're full-time in some capacity, or they're full in some capacity, because life is, whether it's being a full-time mum, whether it's being full-time in their corporate career, part-time working, full-time mum, partner, wife, all the hats, all the roles. And while we wait thinking that one day when I've got more time, I'll do the thing, we're just getting caught up in this trap and we're not moving forward. So you don't need to wait for 40 hours to start the thing. And I'll tell you why. There's a couple of things that I learned and I also experienced firsthand. So there's this thing called Parkinson's law. And so Parkinson's law, it basically says that the time you give something is the time that you're going to take to do it. And we don't need to think back that far. Maybe your university days. For me, it was my high school days, when you would be given the assignment and you had a month to do it. Who took a month to do it? I did. Rubber hit the road within 48 hours of it being due. I had the whole month, but I took the whole month to do it. I'm sure you can think of times when you've done this. When that deadline comes, that's when you kick into gear. I actually experienced this. I then took that to experience in business. So when I was 26 and I was building up my first business, I'd done that big transition, that one we all wait for and we all think is going to change everything. I'd left my corporate gig and I was full-time in my business. I had all day to build it, to grow it, to work on it. And guess what? I took all day. And so Parkinson's law, when you lean into the power of it, when you understand it and you use it, my gosh, you will blow your mind. What you can get done in 2 hours with focused, intentional time, because if that's the container you're given or you give yourself is 2 hours versus 8 hours, doesn't matter, you'll likely get the same done. Test it. Just test it. The other thing is though, and what comes into play with this, is we have to know what to do with the time that we have. So if we've only got 2 hours a day, and I'm saying, with 2 hours a day, with focused time, you can create some really cool stuff. You get started with the idea that you have, with creating another income stream, find 2 hours a day because you can. The challenge is if you don't know what to do with that 2 hours, and this is how I know it's not usually a time problem. It's not usually that you need more time. It's that you need to know what to do with the time that you have so that we can close that gap, the gap between it's all up here, I've got the idea, I know the thing, I know what I've got to do, to now it's out here, actioned. When we can speed that up, because it's a lot of the delayed action, the hesitation, the procrastination, and the overwhelm of, but what do I do and what do I do first? So something that can help with that, I actually did a podcast on this, do not remember the number, but we'll pop it in the show links. And it was on effectiveness and efficiency. So if you do have some challenges with time, maybe go listen to that. I think it was a pretty good one. Hopefully it helps. But when it comes to knowing, hey, what do I do with the time that I have? The first thing is to understand we don't have to do it all. In fact, you're going to have to let go of doing it all, completing the whole to-do list. Absolutely not. We have to do what matters. And what matters are the needle-moving activities. So how do we work out what matters? Something, and we do this every month with our ladies, is we do a review call to review our month and then also get clarity on what does the next month look like. Are you clear on the thing that you want to optimize, your number one priority? Because if we don't know where we're going, how can we know what goal and what action is worthy of our time? So we have to know more of an end result. So it's top-down approach. Where are we going? Then we have to know, well, what goal could help us get there and achieve that overall outcome? Then when we know the goal, then we can go, great, what actions will achieve the goal? So overall outcome, what goal will achieve that outcome? What actions will move us towards those goals? When you break that down, you're going to have two lists. High value tasks, low value tasks. The high value tasks is where you spend that 2 hours that you've got. They're the needle moving activities. They're the big leaps. They're the ones that must get done before your head hits the pillow. The low value tasks, they're the ones that are exhausting you. They're the ones that are keeping you busy. They're the ones that are sucking your time. And I'm not saying they don't need to be done, like the groceries or ironing your undies or whatever it is that you do on your to-do list. But it is being able to identify, here are now my high value tasks. Here are my low value tasks. These ones must get done first. Once they're complete, then I can move to these ones. But remember rule number 1, let it go. You will not get it all done. It's like a lie that us women have been sold, that we can do it all and we can win at everything. But we can't win at everything at once. We actually have to choose. And that's choosing how to spend our time. That's choosing what's important to us, so then we can understand what matters, what we need to get done in the time that we have. So I just want you to consider, if you feel like you're in the time trap, if you feel like you're saying, but I don't have enough time to start the thing or do the thing, or if only I had extra time. Remember, I'm not going to sit here and say that lame quote, well, Beyonce has 24 hours in the day. What's your excuse? That's completely ridiculous and incredibly unhelpful. But I am going to ask you to consider this. What if time is not my problem? What if it's knowing what to do with the time that I have and executing so much faster? Because if we can work that out, then I reckon you can get moving.